Hello, everybody. The DUI guy and Chris are
Thank you.
back. Hey, welcome back, Chris. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me again. I'm excited.
We are back. We're doing our lawyer and cop review series. Today on the menu, we have several videos we're going to be reviewing together. One is actually the one we're going to lead with, is the title of this video, and that is Undercover Cops Manipulate Teens into Felonies. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what we're going to be able to see there. And then we have an arrest it's a fresh video, I think from yesterday is when it was posted. So we're going to check that out. And in the meantime, I want to throw this out right now, and I'm going to be repeating it throughout the live stream. Share a video that you want us to review on stream live today. Okay, I'm going to be repeating this a few times so that you guys are on board, because I know we're going to have people joining us as the stream continues. I got a new background. As you all can see, I'm sitting out. No, I'm not sitting outside right now, but I just added this brick behind me just to kind of, I don't know. I liked it. So we now have a brick wall behind me supporting us. But yeah, so in the comments, as we are going through, I am not a cat, Mr. Joseph R. Biden. I am not a cat. Just to make sure, just to throw it out there, just to make sure that everybody's on board. I am not a cat, last I checked, although I do have feline qualities.
Good evening. Yeah. Excited to have you guys.
And sometimes I preen myself. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? No, that doesn't happen. All right. So yeah, in the comments, I know unless you're a moderator, you cannot share links, but if you would share titles, I'm going to try and keep my eye out for it. Maybe Chris, if you notice it and I miss it as well. No, there we go. There's something we don't want to see.
Yeah, we can keep an eye out here and search.
Good evening, Cat Buchanan. Good evening, Joseph. Good evening, Doug. Yeah, so in the comments, please share a recent as close. This is what we want. We want and hopefully if it's an arrest, I mean, it could be an investigation too, but arrests are more fun to digest and dissect. And something that both a police officer and a lawyer can comment on. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. And if it's an arrest, it doesn't have to be a DUI. I think we're going to start branching out to maybe seeing some of these. I was looking at a couple of murder suspect arrests, but one of them was just so dry and boring. I'm like, and you see right through his bullshit, and I'm sure you've all have seen the video already. I want something fresh, something new. So maybe we're going to be branching out a little bit. Hey, Tabby's daddy. Hey, Renetta. So keep that in mind as we go forward. And in the meantime, let's go to our first video. Let me share the link in the chat.
And where's this from?
Video. This is from Legal Dissent is the channel. And I don't know if it says which jurisdiction. Justin LeBoy and Jesse Snodgrass live on opposite sides of the country. There you go.
Okay.
And come from radically different walks of life. However, they both have in common being deceived and manipulated by officers who pretended to be their friends. Sound familiar? Pretended to be their friends while encouraging them to commit crimes. We'll see. I mean, that sounds like entrapment. If you're encouraging someone to commit a crime, you know, that's the first thing that comes to mind. But we'll see where this takes us.
Okay.
Welcome to Legal Dissent, where we educate and inform you. This was sent by one of the viewers, by the way. This is how I got a hold of this. Where we educate and inform you of your constitutional rights before they're taken away. This video is designed to educate and inform the public on their constitutional rights. It is not in any way intended to provoke, incite, or shock the viewer. This is not legal advice. Okay, that's just a legal disclaimer they got going on there. So let's see. This is the link, by the way, as I was saying. New trial material is on its way. It's sitting in the hopper, Joseph or Joseph. I'm sorry. I got one name right. I got Renetta's name right, apparently. And I is it Joseph R or Joseph Giuseppe Jasper? I don't know. One of those. Please correct me. All right. Undercover cops manipulate teens into felonies. Off we go.
First and last name?
My first name is Jesse. My last name is Snodgrass.
Have you ever sold drugs at Chaparral High School?
Nope.
You never sold drugs to any students there?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Do you know who this is?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah, sure. Daniel?
It was the first thing he said when I spoke to him on the phone. It was not, "Mom, I got locked up," but he said, "Mom, do you remember my friend?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "He was a cop."
Mr. and Mrs. Snodgrass, I read what it is you had to say about Operation Glass House to the newspaper Press Enterprise. Sarah Bird's reporting. And I'm just contacting you to make sure that the information you provided her was true and accurate and correct, because I think it will affect the way the district attorney's office deals with your son's return date to court. If there are anything that you were misquoted, I would truly appreciate a phone call back. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you and your son on July 16th, 2003 in court.
Welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. Thank you so much for joining us, and as always, if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and interacting with us in the comments below. All of the videos and sources we use are located in the description. Law enforcement in our country utilizes a variety of methods to find the, quote, bad guys, end quote. A growing trend among many departments is to install undercover officers in an attempt to befriend and sometimes even seduce teenagers into committing crimes they never would have instigated without the influence of the officer. This happens more often than you might think, and I'm going to highlight two stories that exemplify just how destructive this practice can be for young people who were simply manipulated. Operation Dminus was an initiative by Florida police to catch high schoolers who were dealing drugs by inserting undercover cops to pose as teenagers and gather evidence to bust would-be criminals.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm seeing two potential ways that this could go. Option number one is actual entrapment. You know, the police officer talking to the teen saying, "Hey, why don't you go talk to such and such? I'm looking to buy some drugs. Can you go and get drugs for me?" I mean, that's literally the definition of entrapment if that individual does not want to go willingly and is coerced by the police officer. It would not be entrapment if they're like, "Yeah, buddy, I got you. Let me go get it real quick." You know, like that's not entrapment. That's just undercover work. That's how undercover work works. Entrapment is actually very limited in scope. It has to be, we can look up the exact legal definition, but I can tell you from memory, there has to be some type of coercion and resistance by the subject, by the suspect, the potential suspect, I suppose, in order for it to truly be and meet the definition of entrapment. Otherwise, it's literally, that's just how undercover work works, is you tell them to go commit a crime and they just willingly go because that's within their own personal desire to do so because they already have the propensity for it. And now you get, that's called a sting operation, essentially. That's how undercover police works. However, if you encounter resistance and there is active enticement, more so than just asking, hey, go do this. It's a, come on, man, I really need you to go get the drugs for me. Will you please go talk to your buddy? I really need the drugs. I don't know. They can make up excuses. I'm in pain right now. Please go get the drugs. Okay. If you leave me alone, and I go get it, will you leave me alone? Now you're approaching the line of, and crossing probably, of entrapment. So that's one way this could go. The other way this could go, and again, this is typical manipulation tactics by police that I see this potentially going, is using these, let's call them sneaky tactics, okay, just for the sake of argument, of getting teens to admit to crimes they've already committed, which is not, unfortunately, not against the law. They didn't know to keep their mouths shut. They spoke too much. They told the cop too much. Now, it's different when they're being coerced into admitting to crimes they didn't commit. Making a Murderer comes to mind. If you all seen that Netflix documentary. But if they did commit a crime and they admitted to it by virtue of talking to the police officer who used psychological tactics to get them to admit the commission of these crimes, again, we're back to police work. So this could go two different ways, which could also branch into two more different ways on each one. So there's about 4 possible outcomes I see right at the outset, given the title. So I guess we'll see which way this goes. What do you think, Chris?
Well said, Larry. My thoughts are the agency probably wanted to tackle some of this because there probably is kids out there selling drugs and they want to get a hold of that. But while they're there, their approach on it is what really matters, and how they get these kids to talk or do certain things. That's what I'm waiting for here. So
yeah, I guess
but
we're
you're
about
right
to find out.
You're right, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey Axe, hey Steven, hey Tracy, welcome to the channel. Welcome back.
Yeah, we just got done with that news conference here where State Attorney Michael McAuliffe basically going over the results of 2 different undercover operations. The first of which is sort of a continuation of this operation called Operation Dminus. That takes place inside the schools where actual undercover officers are posing as students. There have been 14 warrants issued for kids in Lake Worth High School and Boynton Beach High School. 12 of those kids have been officially arrested.
Boynton.
They're charged with selling drugs.
One of those kids arrested was 18-year-old Justin LeBoy, who had dreams of joining the Air Force and going to college. He gave an interview on the podcast This American Life in 2012, where he discussed how he fell in love with one of these undercover officers.
The name that she used was Naomi. I think it was Naomi Rodriguez. And she sat in front of me, but then I sat next to her. So I started talking to her. Oh, hey, my name is Justin, Oh, I'm Naomi. I'm from New York, this and that. Oh, really? Me too. And I had a hat that said New York on it too, because I was trying to show her that I wasn't lying or faking it. But the things that she did that I thought that made her a real student was that she would sleep in class. She wouldn't do her homework. I would have to wake her up all the time, be like, hey, listen, wake up. You're going to get in trouble. Hey, you didn't do your homework? Okay. I'll let you copy my homework, okay? Okay, I told her a lot of my feelings, I told her how I felt for her. I mean, I'm not the type of person to open up to you unless we have a really good relationship. And I was just open up so much. And I told her about all my whole life story, about my parents. I told her problems I had.
Justin believed he was seeing signs that Naomi was starting to like him. Like him. They walked together in the halls. They would text during class. He says she even let him kiss her on the cheek, and he serenaded her in front of their entire class.
I'll be like, oh, I'm going to sing you a song. She'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll just start singing, and then I'll get all blushed up. I'll be like, oh, man, what am I doing? Okay, let me continue. I'll start rapping to her, and I'll start singing. And I mean, I even danced, too. So I danced for her, and I did.
You really like this girl.
Man, it tore me apart. I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, she's a senior. I'm a senior. Our last year, I don't know where we're going to be after this. So let me just step up and be a man and do what I got to do. So I went up to her in class and I was like, listen, I know you don't know anybody in this school that much. And I don't want to go to anybody in this school. And, I feel really attracted to you. would you like to come with me to prom? Oh, that sounds nice. Okay. Excuse me. Let me think about it.
You can tell by Justin's interview that he fell hard for this woman, serenading her, letting her copy his homework, and even asking her to the prom. After developing this relationship, the officer then began to weave the web that would alter Justin's life forever.
She asked me if I smoked, and I told her, no, I do not smoke. But if you need anything, I'll be more than happy to help you out. So, you know, like I said, I'm not a drug dealer. It's hard for me to get drugs at all. So it's not like she told me this day and then I got it for her the very next day. You know, it took me a while, you know. She would text me and I would text her. She'd be like, do you have it yet? No, I don't have
I didn't immediately do it. It took me a while. So now that's a very serious question from a legal perspective. We need a lot more data, but already I can comment on the fact that, is it entrapment? I don't know. I don't know. If we look at the definition, because I think this is going to be very pertinent, the definition of entrapment, because there's a lot of misconception out there in the world about what entrapment actually is from a legal perspective. So here is, I don't know if we need to go to let's go to the official. Let me see if I can get a Black's Law Dictionary definition, because that's going to be more or less the official definition for our purposes. So here it is. Let me change tabs here just for a moment. Let's share screen. There it is. Can you all see this? The definition of entrapment. In criminal law, the act of law enforcement officers or government agents. Okay, so you have to have law enforcement or government agent. That is a requirement. Entrapment cannot be done by, like, you know, your teacher. Teachers can entrap you legally, you know. It has to be a law enforcement officer or government agent, someone acting for the state. Okay, that's number one. Inducing or encouraging. See, those are the key words that I was referring to previously. You have to, the law enforcement agent or the government agent has to induce or encourage. They can't just say, like, see how we're almost borderline with our protagonist here. Because he says at first, what did he say? He said, I'm not a drug dealer. It's hard for me to get drugs at all. So it's not like she told me this day and then I got it for her the next day. It took me a while. So now the question becomes, you know, did he have the propensity for it, or did she actually encourage it? And it doesn't smell like there was encouragement. It smells like he had it in him. It just took him a while to kind of blossom. I don't know. I guess that's just my gut feeling. We'll see where this goes. But inducing or encouraging, see, that's the key language. And in law, it's all about words. It's all about language. So inducing or encouraging what? A person, or who? A person to commit a crime when the potential criminal expresses a desire not to go ahead. That's entrapment. When you express a desire, look, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested. I'm not doing this for you. Oh, come on. I really need this. Okay, fine. I'll do this for you this one time. That is the classic definition of entrapment. Sorry, there we go. Just blocking some spam in the chat. Hey, Reds, I love you too, brother. Thank you for the love. Send some love to Chris as well.
Thank you. Yeah, and it looks like in that message that he was saying that he offered to her because he likes her. And that's the route. He's just fallen for this girl. So he's like, she brought up, do you smoke? No. Hey, I like you. I'll get it for you. He wants to play that role of, you know, you don't know that many people here. You know, he's just trying to play boyfriend role, I think, right now.
Yeah, I smell that too. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the definition. The key to entrapment, the definition in Black's Law Dictionary goes on. The key to entrapment is whether the idea, this is the key right here, the idea for the commission or encouragement of the criminal act originated with the police or government agent instead of the criminal, the person, right? So it has to come from the government, not from the person. Entrapment, if proved, is a defense to a criminal prosecution. It's a full defense. Like you will be acquitted if that's what the jury believes or the judge. The accused often claims, and this is where the mistaken belief is. I'm glad this goes into so much depth here. The accused often claims entrapment in so-called sting operations or stings, in which undercover agents buy or sell narcotics, prostitute services, or arrange to purchase goods believed to be stolen. The factual question is, would Johnny Be Good, and that's a legal name, by the way, they use that all the time. Would Johnny Be Good have purchased the drugs if not pressed by the narc? And that in starting to sound like she doesn't need to press him. He's already pressed by his affection towards her. And
it
if
started
he,
in a question form, so that's kind of throwing me too. She just had, "Do you smoke?"
Yeah,
It was started
very
by
smart.
the government, but I don't know. Interesting.
Well, again, it's not who it's started by. It's about who induced or encouraged. Remember, that's the key language. It can be
Okay.
started by the government agent. Any sting operation can be like, by definition, you could say, yeah, the government started it. It butted itself in, said, hey, I want to buy some drugs. Where can I find drugs? And then the individual going, yeah, come with me. It's right by this alley over here. Well, you didn't induce them to do anything. They already had the propensity for the crime. It didn't originate with the government actor, even though the questioner almost inevitably will originate there. You see what I mean? It gets a little confusing. It's not an easy, and that's why everybody says, how many times have I gotten this question? Well, I didn't see the cop with the radar gun. Did he entrap me? When he pulled me over for speeding, he didn't tell you, earlier in the morning, gave you a phone call and said, hey, man, when you're driving down 71 this afternoon, I need you to go 100 miles per hour. Can you do that for me? That would be entrapment, because now they have a government actor inducing you to committing a crime. That would be a classic definition. But because you sped and he caught you, that's not entrapment. And if they wear a fancy little construction helmet to make you think, oh, it's just an engineer, taking photos like they do in some parts of upstate New York, that's also not entrapment. They're just in disguise. It's another form of sting operation to catch serial speeders or whatever. It's not. That's not entrapment because they're in disguise. Again, common misconception. I always try to clear the air on that. Let's get back to our protagonist here. So this is where we stopped. She asked me if I smoked, and I told her no, I do not smoke.
And I told her, no, I do not smoke. But if you need anything, I'll be more than happy to help you out. So, like I said, I'm not a drug dealer. It's hard for me to get drugs at all. So it's not like she told me this day and then I got it for her the very next day. It took me a while, She would text me and I would text her. She'd be like, do you have it yet? No, I don't have it at the moment right now. And she'll be at school. Hey, do you have that yet? No, I don't have it right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to, my hardest to get it, and I can't get it, because I like the girl. So, and I was petrified. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to do this. So we was in class and I sat right next to her and she was like, hey, do you have that? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. And I was like, okay, we're going to wait a few because I didn't want to, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, give it to her in her hand, slide it, but she was like, okay, put it in my purse. Okay, she put her purse on top of my desk and then I slid it right in there. She goes, okay, now take the money. I was like, no, I don't need the money. It's okay. Just have it. You could take it. She goes, no, please take the money. You make me feel bad. So 10 minutes passed and then we're still arguing about it. I'm like, please, no, I don't want the money, And she goes, no, just take the money, please take the money. You'll make me feel better. I'm just like, okay, you know what? So you could just shut up. I'll take the money. Don't worry. You're making me feel bad now that I'm taking the money from you.
How much money?
$25. And they said that I had sold to the undercover cop, and I'm scared. I'm weirded out. I'm like, whoa, who did I ever sell to? And then it just popped into my head that the only person that I ever did give anything to was this female. And I was shocked. My emotions were running. I was just like, oh my God, this is so mean. This is so messed up. How can she do this?
This American Life also interviewed the officer, where she claimed she did not regret her actions and that it taught Justin a valuable life lesson. People are deceived by officers frequently, as was the case with Jesse Snodgrass, an autistic high schooler who thought he had finally found a friend.
He rarely made friends, so his parents were thrilled when he told them that he had made a new friend.
Okay, so before we get into this next one, thoughts? I want to say again, it's very unfortunate, extremely unfortunate that I don't know why. First of all, why did cops feel the need to intervene in a high school, for God's sake? I mean, these kids are 17, 18 years old. They're about to graduate. They're about to go out into the world. It is 2003, okay, but it's fucking marijuana, for God's sake. Come on, man. I'm like, you're gonna ruin a kid's life. Why do you need a sting operation inside the school to bring undercover police? That's my first question. Okay, that is my first question. Why on earth are you doing this? What is your motivation? What are you having to gain from it? Why are you ruining these young kids' lives? You're a piece of shit for getting into it in the first place. Now, having said all of that, do they have a case for entrapment? Probably not. Probably not, because the whole money, please take the money, please take the money. Again, he had the option to maintain no. The coercion was not through get the drugs for me. If you remember the definition was to if there's a coercion to commit the criminal act. Now, there is an argument to be made, and I think a very, very strong one, as a matter of fact, the more I think about it, that if the whole crime of the sale is, exchange of goods for money, illegal goods, of course, illegal goods for money, there was definitely coercion into accepting the money, the completion of the crime. So I would argue there is entrapment, but it's not it's a tail end entrapment, not a whole crime entrapment. Again, I'm kind of making these terms up on the fly just based on the way I'm seeing the evidence. But what you're looking at is the spectrum of the act. And it seems to me that it's very unfortunate. Again, I don't think he should have done it in the first place. Did she entice him to get the drugs for her? Is there entrapment there? The answer is no. That's pretty much unequivocal. However, is there a question of whether or not there is entrapment when she? And again, this is only assuming that he is not. They're trying to get him for drug dealing, right? Because now he's a dealer. He sold drugs to an individual, and it happens to be an undercover cop. Is there coercion to complete the transaction? The answer in my mind is yes, there is. Is it enough? I think in front of a jury, it might fly. I mean, especially in Florida with a very liberal jury, you might be able to get even a full acquittal. Again, I come back to it's fucking marijuana, for God's sake. All right. It was not heroin or cocaine or methamphetamine or anything crazy. So, but again, it's 2003 and, I don't know, 2003. How old was the movie Reefer Madness? Anybody know? Was it only like 70 years old, 80 years old? I don't know. So it was still fresh, right? In 2022, I think our culture would frown very heavily upon police officers posing as students in schools to catch kids with weed.
I'm not for that. I'd say put the money in trying to help the students out in another way. Clearly, there must have been a drug problem here at the school, and they wanted to take another alternative route. I think it was a poor decision to do that. Like, like this kid wanted to go to the Air Force and do all these things. Well, this is definitely going to be a speed bump for those kinds of things. So now, are we helping these kids or are we hurting them at the same time? So I think, hey, if there's a drug problem, what else could we do? Maybe some drug dogs or walking up and down the hallway or do another thing or teach a class about drugs. I mean, we got to look at other ways. I think this was a horrible choice. And especially a guy and a girl somewhat maybe forming some kind of relationship. It's bad.
Yeah, think about you're right. I didn't even think about that route. The emotional trauma that this kid's going to suffer for the rest of his life,
and she could have
his
been
ability to
flirting
trust people in
or-
the future. Yeah,
Right. So I don't like it. I'm not a fan of that.
Me neither. I absolutely agree. This is completely out of line, and I would like to know what on earth drove the police department to try this route to address a drug problem in a school.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And
This
his
is the
first
so
day-
here's the second video or the second portion of the video about the other individual across the country. So I'm guessing this might be where's Chaparral High School? Is this California? Let's find out. I'm curious now. So the first one was in Florida. Arizona. I'm seeing Arizona. There's one in Colorado, there's one in Arizona. So we're on that side of the world or that side of the country.
Jesse Snodgrass, an autistic high schooler who thought he had finally found a friend.
He rarely made friends, so his parents were thrilled when he told them that he had made a new friend on his first day of school.
He told me that he met a new friend in art class, and I was completely amazed by that.
It seemed like they were having these great conversations back and forth, or what seemed typical for a teenager, because there was such a furious amount of texting going on.
But those texts weren't just friendly teenage banter. Instead, their son's new friend was pressuring him to buy marijuana. And this new friend wasn't just a teenager. He was an undercover cop who went by the name of Daniel Briggs.
Sorry to pause the video. Steven, we don't know. We don't know how the first video ended. My guess is he was charged, and I think they actually briefly mentioned it. He must have been charged with selling marijuana, which would be a drug dealing. A minor transaction, but dealing nonetheless. Back to the video.
He said that he was having a lot of trouble with his family and that he was under a lot of stress and he needed something to make him feel better and he just couldn't cope. So our son said, I was worried about the guy. Daniel gave him $20 and our son said he would find a
Right there. I was worried about the guy. I don't even care if there's entrapment in this situation or not. I could probably get a jury to acquit, even if he's guilty as sin. Because if you are acting on emotion and you feel sorry, there's not a jury in the universe that will convict you. They're going to look at the cop going, "You're a piece of shit for doing this to this kid." Right there. I mean, that is literally a victory through and through.
way to get him some pot.
It took the Snodgrass' son 3 weeks to buy half a joint of pot off a homeless
3
man.
weeks.
This process was repeated a second time. When Daniel asked a third time, their son refused.
After that, Daniel stopped communicating with him altogether, which our son seems pretty broken up about. And he was back to zero friends.
Again, emotional damage, emotional trauma.
On December 11th, 2012, officers swarmed the high school arresting 22 students, including Jesse, who was taken to a juvenile detention center and interrogated without the knowledge of his parents. After this, Jesse's parents took action and started telling his story to anyone who would listen. Blaine Hopp, the deputy district attorney involved in the criminal case, left this voicemail the day after one of those articles was published.
Yes, this message is for Mr. and Mrs. Snodgrass. This is Senior Deputy District Attorney Blaine Hopp, Riverside County DA's office, calling. Mr. and Mrs. Snodgrass, I read what it is you had to say about Operation Glass House to the newspaper Press Enterprise. Sarah Bird's reporting. And I'm just contacting you to make sure that the information you provided her was true and accurate and correct, because I think it will affect the way the district attorney's office deals with your son's return date to court. If there are anything that you were misquoted, I would truly appreciate a phone call back. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you and your son on July 16th, 2003 in court. Thank you.
Jesse was convicted and sentenced to 6 months probation. His family sued the school district and lost. Now, I understand that the government has an interest in protecting the community.
Wait, hold on. They didn't just lose; it was dismissed. Dismissed the lawsuit at the center of the controversy around Operation Glass House. The 2013 suit was brought by Jesse Snodgrass, the 17-year-old Chaparral High School senior with autism. Excuse me, when he was arrested as part of the sting. The suit alleged that the Temecula Valley Unified School District had breached its mandatory duties by allowing a deputy from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department to manipulate Snodgrass, a friendless student who had bipolar disorder, trouble keeping up with conversations, and a history of being bullied as part of an undercover drug sting. Again, despicable. Does it rise to the level of... I'm surprised they didn't take it to the jury, by the way. He must have pled guilty. He must have pled guilty because the way that county attorneys get results and get convictions is they offer you like a deal you can't refuse, basically. Running the risk of trial and jail time sometimes is outweighed by a sweet nugget deal by the county attorney. Hey, I'll give you probation, no jail time, just take it and walk away. You know, oh, so I'm not going to jail? You're not going to jail. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, let's just call it a day. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I've been, it's been stressing me out the last 18 months. I can't sleep over it, blah, 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 blah. Like all this emotional stress that my clients going through on a daily basis, that we see on a daily basis. And the district attorney probably, this case should have been taken to trial. I think it's, I shouldn't say slam dunk because it's not. But it is definitely a candidate for jury nullification. I think there's a lot of emotional input that could have been used, an emotional pull. Maybe the parents just couldn't afford a good attorney, which is understandable. They're expensive. Right. We're expensive. But come on. I mean, I would just put the kid on the stand and, and tell his story beforehand that, he had no friends. And this was the first friend he had. And he felt bad for him to the point where he bought half a joint off a homeless man. Come on, man. Go find like 6 people who will convict a kid for that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm getting emotional over here.
The messages he kept repeating those messages, over and over and over again. It's different when you say, hey, give me something one time. But if you just keep going after this kid, hey, gimme. I thought we were friends and making him feel guilty. I mean, that's just horrible. I hope that's not what happened, but that's what it's looking like to me. I think you're right on this one.
Those are the facts as they've been presented. I don't know. Again, there's always 2 sides to every story. I'm sure, when the cop takes the stand, he'll say that but it's all, well, hold on. It's all in text message form. So we have concrete proof of, unless the cop is going to deny, no, this is not me. I did not send those messages. Obviously, there's that element to it. Rod Ruth brings up a fantastic point that I want to address. Prosecutors offer deals, but it's still up to the judge, Larry. No, it's not. And it depends on the case. 99.9% of the time, when a prosecutor puts forth an offer of resolution, it is up to the client, with the advice of the defense attorney, if they have one, or the public defender, to decide whether or not to take the deal. Okay, this is very, very important. This is crucial because there's a lot of misconception thinking that judges, prosecutors sometimes, I feel, have more power than judges themselves. And you got to remember, in a lot of jurisdictions, a lot of these county attorneys are not elected officials. They're simply hired guns that the county attorney, the elected official, hires because he can't handle the volume of cases in his or her jurisdiction. So you have these people who are paid a salary, and they come into court and they look at a case and they go, okay, I think based on what I'm seeing here in my conversations with the cop and looking at the citation and so on and so forth, I'm willing to give your guy or gal a 1-year probation, year on the shelf if they screw up again, blah, 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 blah. And then you go in front of the judge and the judge goes, were you all able to reach an agreement? Yes, we have. Okay. Yeah, that looks good to me. I unless any side has an objection, and obviously neither side doesn't, because both the county attorney and the
Agreed.
defense and the client have already agreed. And the judge simply takes the deal.
So-
and only in this, sorry, Chris, hold your
No,
thought.
go ahead. Sorry, I was trying to cut in just while you're talking about it. He's sort of like the referee, the judge. He's watching these plays happen, and he goes, "Cool, we're good with all this. You're good. You're good. We sign off." He's not really saying, "I don't agree with this. I'm going to change it." That doesn't really happen.
Sometimes it does. Very, very, very rarely. If it's like super slanted one way or the other, the judge may scratch his head, go, "Okay, wait a minute. This is a murder case, let's say, and you're letting him walk away with probation." Like, I'm taking it to an extreme to make a point.
Right.
You know, why is there a probation offer on this? Why is he not doing time? You know, this is a very, very serious charge. Explain yourself, Mr. Prosecutor. Why did you offer this? And if the prosecutor has a good enough justification, the judge will go, "Okay, I see your point. That's good to know. I appreciate it. And I'm okay with it." I've had felony cases where the prosecutor and I agree to a very, very, very good deal. And we will have a pretrial conference before the pretrial conference with the judge, just to kind of make sure the judge is on board. We're like, "Your Honor, we have this very, very favorable resolution. We just want to make sure that you're okay with it." And the judge will look at it and go, "Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Can you please explain why you're doing this?" And the prosecutor will explain, because it's usually their prerogative. I'm just sitting back hoping if the judge will agree.
Right.
And the prosecutor will explain and say, "Well, we're doing this because this and that and the other, Your Honor." And the judge will go, "Okay, that is acceptable to me. I will see you all on such and such date where we will enter this plea into the record." So not unheard of. Not unheard of. What is going on with, where are my mods? My mods are not online today. I have to do it all on my own. I can't block these people. They're really annoying me. I think they're just creating like new accounts or something, because I keep blocking them and they just keep popping up. Anyway, so yeah, a great question, but no, it is not up to the judge. Now, there is an exception when you enter into when you already entered the guilty plea. So the deal is on the table, and you already accepted guilt and you signed off on the paperwork. In serious felony cases, you will have, when there's prison time, for example, the judge will continue the case. The judge will continue the case to a later date for you to come in and be locked up. In those cases, there's something called a PSI, a pre-sentence investigation report, PSI report here in Kentucky, and I think most jurisdictions have some version of that. That's where the judge looks at evidence to decide, because your sentence may have a range. You know, you may have agreed to 3 years, or maybe agreed to 3 to 10 years, or whatever. And the judge now gets to decide, are you going away for 7, for 6, for 3? Is he going to probate the entire sentence? You know, I've had cases where the client has agreed to prison time, but because of counsel's argument, the persuasiveness of it, and the emotional gravity that the judge sees, sometimes they will probate basically a slam dunk prison sentence. We've had that happen. It's all about the quality of the lawyer work behind it. So that is an important factor that sometimes people lose sight of. Just because they took a plea deal does not mean that they will guaranteed, or a plea deal with jail time guaranteed that they'll serve that jail time.
Now, I understand that the government has an interest in protecting the community. I understand that people are technically violating the law. What I don't understand is, why is law enforcement so desperate to make criminals out of the vulnerable and the naive? What do you think? Is this a valid use of government funds to crack down on crime?
Literally what we were just talking about.
Or is it entrapment?
Let
us know in the comments below. And remember that no matter who you are, you have value and you have rights. Do not be afraid to use them, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.
So we kind of already, I'm not going to do a separate video analysis. We kind of already analyzed it as we went along. But I just want to remind you in the chat, please, 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 we have one more video We have one more video, and this may be all we do if nobody comments, but I want a fresh arrest that that you all have seen, that you want Chris and I to review right here, right now, live on stream. So if you have a video, you can't post links if you're not a moderator. If you're a moderator, you can post a link, but post in the chat right now. Let us know what video you want. Maybe if it's private, if it's not even available to the public, even better. If you have something that you want us to review, an arrest of an individual, your arrest. I mean, this is your time to shine. So I'm keeping an eye on the chat as we go into our last video. Hopefully not the last, but the last one that I have on the agenda for today. Your videos are welcome. So post them in the chat. Hey, Rockchild. All right, so this one is California Highway Patrol. I think that's what CHP usually stands for.
Yeah.
No, not just drug DWI related, Justin. I'm sorry, I did mention that earlier. I guess you weren't in the chat. Pretty much anything. Anything that an arrest, a murder, burglary, rape, sexual assault, child molestation. I mean, we don't want to go too deep down the criminal felony rabbit hole, but anything interesting that maybe even like an interrogation, I think would be interesting. An arrest, anything that has law in it and police officers are involved. All right, this is the link. We're keeping an eye on the chat. Let's watch the video. In the first few seconds, I think like 30 to 60 seconds, there is no sound sometimes in these videos. But the sound should kick on in a little bit. And yes, judges and prosecutors have immunity from lawsuits. If anybody asks, thank you for that, Red Rex. When it comes to criminal prosecutions, not everything. They're not completely immune from law, of course. But when it comes to them doing their job. Hey, Justin. Hey, Nick. Welcome, Red Rex. First Amendment auditor type videos, no. I'm not interested in reviewing those. I'm interested more in like actual arrests. Yeah, those can get pretty hefty. West Virginia house raid without a warrant. What is the name of the video, Doug?
Okay, let's keep going to a wider shoulder. Don't stop. No auto aquí. No auto aquí. No auto aquí. Here, keep driving. Don't stop here. Keep driving. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Let's drive forward until it's a wider shoulder.
This is an arrest of a supervisor.
I don't know what the heck that is.
You know, again, he could have just waited to turn on his lights.
Yeah, here's good.
If he wants him to keep on driving down, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, real world police have some very good videos. And this was filmed with a potato, wasn't it? Camera quality is the camera quality is atrocious. It was filmed with a potato.
Good evening, sir. It's not too high because you're weaving really bad. Yeah. Can I see your license, registration, and insurance, please? Okay, well, I don't need that one then. Okay, you have the registration and insurance for the vehicle? Why are you leaving so bad, sir? Yeah, you were driving on the shoulder pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty significantly. Yeah. Yeah, insurance, and then the registration. It looks like you got it right there as well. What's your license plate? That's like a custom license. They sold it to you like that? No.
The audio just cut out.
Never seen it. I got it right here. How much you guys to drink tonight? Okay. I'm gonna have you step out of the car for a minute real quick. I just want to make sure that you're okay to drive.
It did say they was heavily redacted. I didn't realize like they redacted facts from the video. I understand some private information, but
Be careful over there.
this was posted yesterday,
Back this way, sir.
March 4th.
Stand right here for me, sir, next to my.
I don't know how old the video actually is.
Right here. Right
See,
here, right here.
there's a disadvantage of having the officer let him out without watching him.
They're super tinted.
Very dangerous, potentially.
It
right?
is. You can kind of watch traffic and.
Okay. Are they the only ones you have with you right now? Okay. Go and stand with your heels and toes together for me and just keep your hands on your side. Like if I were to put my finger right here, can you see?
Why isn't he administering the field sobriety test in front of his camera?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure before we go any
And he's pretty
further, okay?
close.
Where are you from?
This is very heavily redacted indeed.
That'd be a good question. I'm sure you'd bring up, Larry. Is you have a functional camera at the front of your vehicle? Why are you back there?
Yeah. You didn't want to preserve the evidence for the jury sitting right here. Can you please tell us why? I didn't think about that. Yeah, you did.
What you got going on there?
Ricky, you can't post links, but can you share the unless is it a private link or is it a public link to a YouTube video? If it's a private link, send me an email and I'll review it in a moment. This is my email address. I posted it in the chat. If you have a link to a Dropbox video or something like that, then go ahead and email it to me and let me know once it's emailed. I'll be on the lookout, Ricky. But if it's a public YouTube video, just send me the title and I can look it up.
Would you say that's right? What'd you have to eat, sir? We had.
This video is really starting to aggravate me, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to vote for passing just because we can't really. I mean, we have an audio video. I mean, an audio only video.
I think this is a currently pending case. That's why they redacted it so heavily. And it's it's a supervisor, so we got to protect our own, right?
Recent surgeries performed of any kind. Under the care of a doctor or dentist that prescribes you. Okay. And again, you didn't have anything to drink tonight? Okay. All right. So again, go ahead and stand again with your feet. Put your hands together for me. Okay. Keep your hands out your side. Okay. What I want you to do, I just want to do a few field sobriety tests. Make sure you're okay to drive. If you are, we'll get you out of here. Okay. So go ahead and just look at it. Sit my finger right here with your eyes only. Okay. But follow with just your eyes, but don't move your head. Okay. You see my finger? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Follow with your eyes, but don't move your head. Okay. Don't move your head. Follow your head. Just relax. Just your eyes. Don't move your head. Don't move your head. And just keep following it. Keep looking at my finger. Keep looking at it. Don't move your head. Keep looking at it. Keep looking at it.
To answer your question, Green Star TV, if an undercover cop arranges a drug deal with someone but arrests them before the drugs and money are exchanged, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but if I'm guessing correctly, can they be charged with a crime?
finger over here. Keep looking
maybe
at
just drug possession, not dealing.
Keep looking at it.
If the drug deal has been arranged but not concluded, then
Keep following it.
all you have is possession potentially.
Keep following it. Okay. So just like that for me, okay? You can put your glasses back on if you'd like. Your eyes anymore. So this next test, what I want you to do is what I tell you to.
Oh, I've seen that video. We've reviewed it, Ricky. Watch defense attorneys conspire against their own client. Judge retires after video is released. Actually, I don't even think they retired, but
When I say begin, I just want you to keep your eyes closed.
we've already done that video.
30 seconds has passed.
Not with Chris, but we've done it on the channel.
30 seconds has passed. I just want you to open your eyes, look at me, and say stop. You understand? Okay. No, not really. No. Okay. So you need me to explain it again? No. Go ahead and back.
Well, Green Star, he needs to hire a good lawyer. And if they can afford us, we'd be more than happy to assist. Have him give us a call if he's still charged.
The next comment from Rockchild. Other things could have been taken out in motions.
Until you believe 30 seconds has passed. Once you believe that 30 seconds has passed, or once you've counted the 30 seconds in your head.
Thanks for that, Chris.
Okay, just open your eyes, look back at me, and say stop. You understand? Yeah. Okay. Not yet. Not yet. Just mine? Yeah. Okay, don't say yet, okay? Wrong one. Stopwatch. Okay, go ahead and tilt your head back. Close your eyes. Begin.
Again, everything is being done off camera. I mean, this is so suspicious.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Who did I time out? Steven, did I time you out? If I did, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened. We've been spammed so much. Maybe I clicked on you on accident. I apologize. All right. I don't think we're getting anywhere with this video. I think, Chris, both you and I are already aggravated with it. Let's move on to the next one.
It looks like they pulled out some of that A-Ride, so that didn't go. So they pulled that out in motions.
So, all right, here's one. It was posted yesterday on Real World Police. Nobody suggested this video in particular, but they did suggest the channel, and I love Real World Police channel. And this title just gets me. Fish and Wildlife Officer gets himself fired.
Oh.
That sounds like fun, doesn't it? It's a pretty long video, so we're probably going to be skipping around. It's like an hour. I don't think we're going to do the whole thing, but let's read see pinned comment for detailed overview of the case. Oh boy.
Jeez, it's a good description.
Yeah, very detailed. That's why they kept it as a comment. They couldn't fit it in the description box because it's only limited to 5,000 characters. It's in Key Largo, Florida. It happened right when the pandemic struck, March 29th, 2020. David Robinson is an officer specialist, quote unquote, with Florida's Fish and Wildlife Commission's Division of Law Enforcement. He had been with them for 13 years. It's a music issue because the Robinsons refused to turn down their music. Durham directed them to turn the music off instead. Deputy Jackson advised Robinson's wife that the officers would not issue a court date or a ticket if the Robinsons agreed to turn the music off. That worked. They agreed to turn it off. Deputy advised that a repeat offense would warrant an arrest. Wow. And, oh, God, there's more. On February 26, 2021, the commission upheld Fish and Wildlife Commission's discipline. So there was disciplinary actions issued after Robinson, and he was fired as a result. Oh my God, this is this is too much. Have you seen this one, Red Rex? This was posted yesterday.
17 units about at 49 June 50.
Oh, there's the music. I can hear it.
Oh, he is an FWC officer.
Something Robinson. He knew his name.
I thought they was playing.
No.
Okay, how we get in?
Sheriff's office!
1119 arrival at the jail.
He got to see us for here.
2229.
Yes, listen, music right. This is great.
Guess not.
They're changing the music.
Yeah, don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. I always forget to say that.
Sheriff's office.
I'm too focused on the show than to get people to do that.
How you doing? I'm all right. Getting complaints about the noise.
I'm turning them down.
You're not turning it down?
No, sir.
Why not?
All right, here you go. Just called the cops on me 3 times.
Okay.
My kids are out here today, 7 o'clock. Swimming in the pool, listening to music. I have a decibel meter on my phone. It's under the county ordinance, as it is right now.
Okay, there's no county orders for a decimal, so I don't know where
Yeah, it is. If you look
No,
at
it's
the county
not.
code for noise complaints, it has to be under 75 decibels.
No, it's not.
All right, I looked it up last week.
Well, I'm telling you it's not.
Well, I'm telling you there's a county ordinance because I called the
And
county
I'm
guy.
telling you that you're disturbing the peace of this neighbor. So
Well, she disturbed
are you
my
a
kid.
FWC officer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that you cannot disturb someone's natural way of living. You know you can't do
So
that,
when
right?
her speaker is on my fence line at
Did you
720,
call us?
at 720, no, because I'm not a fucking catty little bitch like her.
Well, sir, name calling and all that, I
There
have
you go.
nothing to do with
Turning it
that.
down.
That's why he
He's
got
gonna turn
fired.
it down.
Not for his conduct. It's the way he's reacting about it. I
Sir,
guarantee it.
I'm asking you to come here again. I'm not going to say it again.
No.
I'm asking you to come here, sir. Sir, I am asking you to come here.
She has been fucking rude today. I don't care.
I'm giving you.
I'm on my private property, enjoying my Friday. I don't care.
Sir, I'm asking you to come here. I'm not going to tell you again. Right now, I'm asking you to stay right here because I'm talking to you, okay?
Well, I'm telling you what she did today.
Well, I'm telling you, you are an FWC officer, and I don't understand why. Why would I need your badge?
You can have it. I'll fucking quit right now.
Well, if you want to quit, that's on you.
Oh, well.
I can't do anything about that.
Well, when
But I'm
she
asking you.
music,
Usually doesn't go well when you say that.
hearing that loud on
You
my
call
property
us.
line. Why? I'm not that kind of person, man.
So why you keep? So if you all right? If you don't care about what she does, why you keep bringing that part up, sir?
All right, I'll turn it down, and it'll be under the county ordinance, and I'll forward you the county
Sir,
ordinance.
and I will gladly print you out the county ordinance where it says that if you're disturbing the peace of someone's natural habitat or living, then you're regardless of what it decimals. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you keep saying
She was
decimals.
disturbing my peace all day.
Again, did you call us for that?
Nope, but I'll call you guys every day.
And that's why we're here.
Every day, I'll call you.
And that's why I'm here. If you call me and if she's disturbing your peace, I'm gonna do the same thing.
This is what she did today at 7:20. Look that's my fence by my hot tub. Put her fucking speaker right by our hot tub, turned it as loud as they could, and went in their house and while my kids were out here swimming. So
but why didn't you call me?
Bro, I was at work.
So wait up. Back up a second. So she was disturbing his peace. So instead of calling the police and saying, "Hey, my peace is being disturbed," he's like, "All right, let me take the law into my own hands.
Party tonight.
Retaliate within the limits of the county ordinance of the decibel, blah blah blah." That's smart. That's really fucking smart. We got Batman over here doing Batman things, vigilante, right, all the way.
My kids called me. I come home and they're in their house.
Why didn't your wife call? Anybody call?
My wife was taking a nap.
Okay, but
what are my kids gonna do?
I know, right? So it's so loud she could nap.
Just like I can't do anything about something that I wasn't called for, right? Just like you can't do anything.
So she can play till 10 o'clock.
I know she cannot. No.
10:33, she calls the cops on me.
It's not a 10. It's not. I don't know who's telling you.
Well, that's what I read in the thing.
Can you
see? Look at
you got that point? I'm still thinking. I'm going to show you what the county ordinance says. Okay. I don't know what county ordinance you looked up.
Why don't they go to their bed? They don't need to hear our conversation.
Sir, you know I can't tell them to go inside their own home. Why are you acting like this?
Because they piss me off.
I understand that, but that has
It's all about emotion. This whole
that has
case.
nothing to do with why I'm here. Now, if they did do that to your kids, then if your wife would have called me, I would have came and did the same exact thing, and you know that. So that's what I'm saying. If there are,
We should have called the cops on them today.
Yeah, we should have. But
That's what
I'm not. So get your decibel meter out. Run us a ticket.
Hold on, they said there's not one.
I know.
Not a decimal reader. Man.
No, I know. Well, I know that, but
Well, your husband doesn't know that because he keeps saying it's a decimal reader.
no, I know that. We have it on our phone though.
No,
I'm going back in. I'm going back in. I'm Alfie. Thank you for what you do. Okay. Yep.
There you go.
I'm a nurse
I'm
too.
just telling you
Police officer.
what I read online.
Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
What I read online was that they have to have a decimal meter, and as long as it's under 75 decimals.
And the decimal is for businesses, like people like weddings. It's not for.
Because I called the county and I asked if I could get a permit to have a party, and they said no, you can't. You can just as long as you're from. This is what I swear to God. I called Largo, whoever at the county, and he said as long as
Southern District 1 unit, suicide threats, Royce Trailer Park, lot 57, lot 57. RP is advising that she received a message from her son that he was going to hang himself. We are still landline with the RP, and the son's calling her now.
I'm just going to try to because they're docs on my property. I'm going to sue them for what I need to.
See,
I mean,
if
you know,
on that part, that we have nothing to do with.
But I'm just, you guys will be out here because
Do you want this?
Yeah, I'll take it. But I'm just showing you. I wanted you guys to see it. 7:20. I was working today on the boat. I got off the water at 7:20. Come home because my kids called me.
And I was trying to explain to your wife before she left. If they do that, call me.
I would.
Here's the thing. If he's taking a nap, at least she was able to hopefully sleep through. You know, if she didn't call us, she was able to sleep.
No,
I want to understand something. When they called us, they called on a recorded line. Okay, so I understand that. They called on a recorded line.
Yeah.
They were inside their house.
No, they were on the
Wait a
porch. I
second.
saw them.
Wait a second. They were inside their house on a recorded line, and then they stepped outside. At both times, you can.
I did see it, Tracy. We're probably gonna do it in a moment here because this shit's getting old.
I'm just telling you, I don't mean to get upset with you, but this has been ongoing. She's called them repeatedly on us. And I've lived here for a year. And just until they started sleeping with their windows open because it was cool, they started calling. I work the same job you guys do. I get off late.
Why don't you just learn to get along?
That's fine. I understand.
With your neighbors, for God's sake.
I'm not going to let some catty bitches do this because they came to me a week ago and said, "Hey, your music's over here by the fence. Can you at least put it over?" Because you walk back there.
Hey, Zachary.
Way over on this side, and I put the speaker way over there, so it's not even in their direction. I'm like, "Yeah, we can do that."
But listen. All right.
And
So
so then I come home today to this. You know what I mean? So
now, right now, listen to that.
It's on.
I like that song, but I can hear that song from way down there.
It's purpose. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Next. All right. Well, I've heard enough.
Yeah.
This guy.
If you're going to throw your profession out to the world, be professional. If you're not, then shut up.
100%. Nailed it, Chris. Drunk woman flips Dodge Challenger, hits multiple cars. Fullerton. Not Fullerton, Kentucky, is it? I don't know. We're about to find out. I'd be happy if you were my neighbors, FIL. And I'll happily use your hot tub if you had one. All right. Can you all see this?
All you do is flip the car off. All you gotta do is hit it right at the right angle, man.
Where's your driver's license at?
I have it in my
Your phone? Sit
Yeah,
down.
it looks like California. This is not Kentucky. Hey, welcome back, Rockchild. Yeah, this just looks like civilian footage. Oh, yeah. Red Rex, that's probably going to happen. I didn't think about that. We're going to get demonetized for copyrighted music here in a moment. It's all good, though. I don't do it for the money. I do it for you guys. Thanks, FIL. Appreciate that, brother.
Ruby.
No, I was straight up.
Ruby, real quick, I just need to make sure you check your eyes, okay? So real quick, I want you to look at the tip of my pen with your eyes, okay? I don't want you to move your head.
No,
okay?
someone sent me.
Hide your eyes on me, okay?
She looks like she just came from the club or something.
Yep.
Thank God she wasn't hurt. It says that she flipped her Challenger.
At 6 p.m.? Okay. So was that yesterday?
Please, just give me my car back.
I don't think I can do that, honey. It's kind of sitting upside down on the sidewalk.
I think it's total
Like
possible.
11 hours.
Probably.
We're going to get through these questions. Did you bump your head?
I left
Did you bump your head?
because.
Yes or no?
Can I speak?
After these questions, we'll talk.
No, I didn't.
No?
I left.
Bad answer. Should have said I
because I
did.
told them I was a stripper and they didn't like me no more, so they told me go home. So I was already fucked up, so I left.
So
Oh.
I want you to fall with your eyes, okay?
Did she just admit to being too intoxicated?
Care.
We want to make sure that you're not under the influence.
No, I don't care. I'm not under the influence. I just want to go home.
Would you like to perform some tests for us?
I don't care about the car.
Keep the call. I'll get an Uber. Please.
Relax.
I don't care. I'll get an Uber.
Relax. Stay seated.
No, I don't get an Uber. Please, I don't care. No.
She sounds like one of those kids who, when she was a child, like I think anything she wanted from her parents, she would just like whine and get it. So she thinks like, oh, as an adult, why doesn't it work? It used to work when I was a kid, and now it's not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go home.
Oh, I'll get an Uber. I don't care. I'll go home. I don't care. I'll get an Uber. I don't care.
Should have
please.
thought
I'll
about
get
that
my
before you flipped the car.
friend. Please, I don't care.
Absolutely.
No, just let me get my phone. I don't care. I'll get my Uber.
Is your phone in your purse?
I'll get my Uber.
Sit up.
Please, I don't
Sit up.
care.
Stand up. Stand up.
I'll get an Uber.
One.
Please, I'll get an Uber. I don't care.
The other sidewalk.
No. I didn't do
Hey, real quick,
anything.
before I
I got
just
set up.
illegal.
Please, no.
She's
Let me
hurting
get
my ears.
purse. Get everything from my car.
All right, Ruby, let's walk over here.
Please, just
Ruby.
get everything.
Ruby, watch your step.
No.
Ruby.
Someone set me
Ruby.
up.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Nice. Take a seat.
No, someone set me up. Please, just take me home. I'll get a lawyer. I swear. I'll get
Hey,
a
Ruby.
lawyer.
I will, Kat. I appreciate the dono. Thank you. I'll get some really good coffee. Is that it? Yeah, it looks like this is it.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Shut your mouth. Stop talking to the police. Make yourself look even worse.
And Redx, you nailed it. The Ubers are cheap, even if it's $100. That's cheap.
Cheaper than a lawyer. That's for damn sure.
Cheaper than Larry.
Pardon? Oh, cheaper than Larry.
Cheaper than
Yeah.
Larry. So.
It's cheaper than Larry. That's for sure. I remember the most expensive Uber ride I have ever had was like, I can't remember if it was like $120 or $160. And that was in Tampa for, well, I ended up finagling a cheaper ride. So what ended up happening was I was getting up for and by the way, before I tell this story, I want to tell the chat, if you have any other videos, please, now is the time. We'll do one more. I think, Chris, you got time for one more?
You can do one more.
We can do one more, like a short one. If you have any videos of arrests, please share them in the chat right now as I tell this story about my Uber experience in Tampa. And Chris, maybe you have a similar one. I was in Tampa for an event called Gasparilla or Gasparilla, which he was a pirate who came, I think, in like the 15th, 16th century, whatever it is. And there's a festival. It's kind of like Mardi Gras, right at the tail end of January, beginning of February in Tampa, Florida. Well, I stayed in a hotel not far from the festivities, in a little hotel motel. And I remember waking up, and I was an idiot. I should have woken up way sooner, but I think I was probably hungover. As back when I used to drink, I was probably hungover from the night before, and I woke up super late. And I was getting into, trying to figure out my Uber situation. I pull it up, and it was like $95 to get to my location, which was like literally 2 miles away. I'm like, oh my God, I should probably wait. The prices will go down. Like a dumbass. because all it did was the prices started going up. And I look, and it was like 120, 140. I think I saw it 160 at one point. And finally, we're talking like the span of an hour while I'm getting ready, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, getting some breakfast, and all that. And I go downstairs, and I see like a bunch of people are in the same predicament. And I basically finagle to hitch a ride with this group of people who are going the same place I am. And I'm like, look, dude, I'll give you cash. I'll give you like $80 cash if you can get me to the embassy, I think, Embassy Suites, because from there you can walk into like where the parade is and everything. And I paid, that was my most expensive. Well, I don't know, maybe one of my most expensive ones. I don't know if it was the most expensive one I've ever had, but it definitely shaved my price by, and we agreed on 60, but I gave him 80. I gave him like a $20 tip just because. Yeah, because they earned it. And they were super cool. I ain't hiking 2 miles, Den. Are you kidding me? It's Florida heat in January. I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Plus, I think I had suitcases with me and stuff. Like, I wasn't going to do that. All right. The case of the disappearing lawyer. Right, Rockchild. Please review the Civil Rights Lawyer V. I don't understand what you kept saying it, Doug. I thought you were just kind of talking generically. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. If you can be a little bit more specific, I would be happy to review it. In Uber, depending on where you're going, Tracy, Uber is very, very, very cheap. If
I've
you're going,
noticed with COVID, the prices have been pretty high since. But again, still cheaper.
Yeah. Not that kind of embassy. It was Embassy Suites, Zephyl. I wasn't trying to flee the country or anything. Let's see. I don't see. Oh, here we go. Troopers arrest angry, drunk Ohio police lieutenant. Have I done this one?
We did some Ohio ones last week, but I don't think that was one of them.
Troopers arrest angry, drunk Ohio police lieutenant. This was posted 9 hours ago.
Okay.
Looks fresh to me.
I'm good with it.
Unless it's a repost, of course. Let's check it out. 50 Patrol is the channel. Shout out.
Good music.
Yeah, for sure.
Several West today. John Henry Paul, 680.
Before you get pulled over, never pull into a parking space. You might be graded on it later.
Man, so I done right here. I was being thrown my way. You're the report. How's it going, man? How's it going?
Hey, Megan.
Okay. Great. You're
Welcome to the channel. Are you referring to the previous video? That girl, she says. Who that girl? I think she's referring to the previous video.
Yeah, MPD. Yeah, no, I meant where are you coming from, man? Don't worry about it.
Where are you coming from? Don't worry about it.
MPD.
Don't worry about it, man. I'm part of the clan. You know how we go.
Midnight shift. Is that right? Yup. I need your license. Okay? Yup. There's my license. That's your debit card. That's my license card.
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah, the wrong
Stop
documents.
reaching around. stop. There's, hey, there's
Ooh.
my one.
Build in the case.
Here you go. Keep your hands on that steering wheel. Correct. You got my license. Man, so I need 400 Correct. That's a license. License supervisor. Okay. Put the phone down, okay? Correct. Thank you.
He's at the 7-Eleven in Lexington.
Caitlin. 7-Eleven in Lexington. Caitlin. Yeah. You were driving on the opposite side of the road. I am not. Correct. Where are you coming from tonight? Yep. What? Huh? Right. That's fine. Right. Okay. Yep. Just relax. Yep. Right. What's your social? What? What's your social? What? I don't understand, sir. You don't understand what your social is? Correct. Okay. Stand by for a minute. Okay? Yep.
Wow.
How much you have to drink tonight? Not much, sir. Nothing at all, or not? No, not much, sir.
Man, so which one is that? Downtown or is that one Orchard Park?
Yep, right by Lexington PD. Your police chief will understand, sir.
Lexington PD units are in Belleville, but they're en route.
I can get him a great deal, then. He's not helping his cause right now.
Just call 71 on 97.
Although, I mean, he might be experiencing a medical issue. You never know. But he doesn't sound like it.
You're right.
I had a law professor once tell me that if you can argue it with a straight face in court, you should always give it a go. So you never know. I mean, if this guy has a medical history and I can pull some records saying that he was going through a mental episode, if I can argue with a straight face, I'm going to make that argument. If I think I can win, I'm going to at least try. People really don't understand how creative law work truly is. And it's not because, they think like, oh, these defense lawyers are all, no, the law says if I can use it, I will. We do. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, again, it's not like, people have it in their minds like we fight every case with all these unique tactics. That's not true. The majority of cases really are cut and dry. You either take it to a jury and you think that the individual was not under the influence, and you call it a day. But and sometimes you take a deal. But in cases that we get that have creative fact patterns, absolutely, why wouldn't you use it? There's no reason not to. That's how you win the unwinnables. This is how you create miracles. Some people like to call me a miracle worker. Sometimes we do work miracles. Sometimes police officers quit the department the day before trial. Not like I had anything to do with it.
Sir. Caitlin. Aren't you Lexington? State Patrol. Correct. What you need backup for, sir? Yeah, exactly. That's what I fucking thought. Galleon Police Lieutenant, not so much. Who's that? Yeah, me. You're a police lieutenant? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, and what you need? Yeah.
Was.
So you should know.
Was.
Okay? Correct, I do.
You can't act that way.
Which just means you fucked up. Which means you fucked up fire. Get the fuck.
Oh, wow.
You don't have a gun in here, do you? Fucking moving. Keep the thumbs fucking moving. Or shoot me without an unarmed fucking... Yeah. Keep them fucking moving. There's my wife. Right there. Man right here?
Yeah. There's a Richland County deputy.
Okay. Where's he at?
Right there.
Right there?
Yep.
Right.
Ain't that right, Charles?
Sure did.
Are you where you were driving on the other side of the road?
Digging a grave.
Correct, I'm not. Because I was not.
You was not.
Richland County deputy. First of all, you fucking deputy.
You what now?
You were not.
I'm not a deputy?
Correct.
You're correct.
Correct.
Okay. You're going to comply, okay?
Correct.
Hey, our boy.
100%.
I'm all right.
Okay.
You know, there'd be
You know
nothing
what,
wrong
your
with him
weapon on you,
asking him,
No, I didn't.
in his opinion, does he think it's okay for a lieutenant to act and behave this way on a traffic stop?
What's that?
What?
Do you think it would get him anywhere?
What, sir?
No,
What, sir?
but maybe he needs to hear it.
Okay. When this
What,
officer
sir?
comes up here, we're going to get out of the car, okay?
What, sir? What, sir?
Oh my God.
All right, you ready to get out?
What, sir?
When you get out, I want you to step out, face that way.
Absolutely, sir.
Lock your door.
Correct, sir.
Lock your door.
Hi there, buddy. Yep.
Supposedly, yeah. All right, go ahead and lock your door for me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm not moving.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir. 100%.
You don't have your gun on you, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
I'm not attempting to move whatsoever.
Step on out, face that way.
Hey, what's up, Emery?
Please, quiet. I'm focusing at one person at a time.
Face that way. Step out, okay? Face that way.
You'll be good, right, sir? Correct, sir.
I think the lieutenant is a former military, by the way he's acting.
Can you walk normal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No
The way he's
disability or anything like
speaking.
Yeah.
No,
I would
sir.
agree.
that? Okay.
Do you
Let's
sense
walk
that?
back here in front of the
Yeah.
first car for me, okay?
Sir. Yes.
I'll follow you.
Correct. And we live in what?
I want you in front of the first car.
First sir. Sir.
Get right in front of the tire.
Sir.
Your left. Step to your left.
At least he's working in front of the camera.
All the way in front of the tire.
We got to
As you say that,
I
he
stand.
moves them away from the camera.
You're under arrest for OVI tonight, okay?
Sir, sir.
Is that it?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to...
Everything you said previously, we're going to use against your court of law as well. Forget to
Yeah,
mention that part.
He was drunk.
Probably. Now, if he was my client, I would never admit to that, obviously.
Right.
But do they have a strong case for a DUI? Probably. Can the DUI guy still help him? Most definitely. No such thing as a lost cause, ever. Again, you never know what you're going to find. You never know. It may be a dead loser, let's call it, on the facts. And, you give it to us, we start reviewing. You never know what we're going to find. A lot of people think, you win cases on facts. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you have fantastic facts and you win on the facts. Sometimes you have shitty facts. You try to win on the law. You try to win on procedural grounds. Sometimes you win on constitutional violations. Sometimes you win on pure garbage. But you got to look for that garbage. If you don't look for the garbage, you will not win based on garbage. And when I say garbage, I mean, police officer misconduct, prosecutorial misconduct, judicial misconduct. Those are just some examples. You got to know what to look for, how to look for it in order to be able to beat these cases.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Megan.
What was going to say with this case in particular,
go ahead, Chris.
Driving the wrong way, hands him the wrong documents, and his behavior, I think, is what's going to bury that guy. Gets out of the car, he's, unsteady on his feet, and I'm sure he had the odor and all that. I think it's going to be tough for him to get out of that one.
On the facts, 100%.
On the facts.
100%. I agree. Very, very, very. He sounds extremely under the influence. And again, you have to take the totality of the circumstances of every case. And this is what we do at our firm. This is what we do when we litigate cases. I have never talked to a client because I hear about them. I talked to this such and such lawyer and such lawyer, and they took the citation and they reviewed the citation and they go, yeah, we should probably take a deal. And I'm like, how can you say that? You have reviewed 1% of the case. How can you? What about the other 99% that's buried under the surface that you haven't looked at, and you're already prejudging? I don't know. I always found that to be improper lawyer work, in my opinion, and that's why I always tell clients when they ask me, like, well, first of all, they love to ask this question, like, can you guarantee results? No, anybody who is guaranteeing you anything is either scamming you or they're in bed with the prosecutor, and you don't want either of those lawyers. You don't want a scammer and you don't want a cheater either. You want a lawyer that knows the law, practices law. So, yeah. Chat is going haywire. I don't even know what chat is talking about anymore.
Yeah. Do we need to answer some questions or?
Yeah. Does anybody have questions? I mean, I don't even know. There's a bunch of question marks flowing around, caps flying left and right. My town has 25,000, has cops with no body cam. Same here. Hey, Ken. Same here. We have a bunch of cops with no body cameras.
I think it's a good tool, and I think they should get them. Either, I don't know how they're going to get the money, raising the money, but it helps everyone. It helps both sides, right, Larry? I mean, it helps probably your side, and it's going to help save the officer, except when they go behind the car and you can't say anything. But
the hardest cases I get, Chris, are the ones where there's no body camera, and I sincerely believe that my client is innocent. There's just enough that they think they can get a conviction, and we take it to trial, and sometimes jurors convict. It's just the honest truth. No matter, it's all about believability. If they believe my client over the cop, we will win. If they believe the cop over my client, sometimes we will lose. It's just the reality of it.
Yeah. We're in a day and age, people want to see things. They want to look and then figure out what happened. They don't want to just hear everyone's side. So yeah, they should definitely invest in that.
What's your question, Rockchild? While we wait on that, do you think DUI laws are too draconian? It's a bad question to ask me, because Kentucky is quite liberal when it comes to penalties. We've gotten a little tougher, but I think I remember reading a statistic at one point. We're like number 47 out of 50 states in the severity of penalties for DUIs. Like Kentucky is low on the spectrum. Now, some states like Illinois, Michigan, California, I think, they're like top 5. Those are the states where maybe it is a little bit draconian. I know like some states, is Indiana one of them? I think second offense is a felony.
Well, I was going to ask you that, Larry. In Kentucky, is there a certain number you need to reach before it becomes a felony, or
4?
4? Okay, so
Yeah.
so number 5, you
No,
go
number 4.
Oh,
Number
the
4.
number
So
4.
you get
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's a lot. I think 2 is too little, 4 is too much. I think 3 is the magic number. No pun intended. I think 3 is good. Obviously 1, too draconian. 2, which is I think Indiana. I think Indiana does 2.
Yeah, I don't think there's a time limit for years. I think it's just your
Indiana
driving
is 7
history.
years, I think.
Okay.
7 years in Indiana. It used to be
I'm not
5
aware
years
of
in
that.
Kentucky. The look back, now it's 10. There's states like Texas, there, and I think North Carolina. I can't remember. Texas for sure. That don't have a look back window. I mean, if you committed a DUI in 1901,
Yeah, I think that's
and you
how
get a
Colorado
DUI
is.
tomorrow, and you're 135 years old or whatever, you're going to get charged as a second offender.
Mhm.
All right, let's see questions. So Rockchild, you said you have a question. I'm trying to keep an eye out for it. Please discuss fishing for DUIs by officers. That's a really broad topic, but you're talking about officers just waiting for cars to roll by and or actively charging people who should not have been charged. Those are the worst. Would I recommend people to have dash cameras in their own vehicles? 100%. I have one. Get a body camera.
And I'm looking to get one myself. I think they're great. It's going to help you probably through insurance reasons. You know, if you get hit or something, that's evidence for yourself to
protect yourself.
Yeah, protect yourself.
Any opinions on DREs? We only have like 80 of them in Kentucky. And when I say 80, I mean 80 officers that are trained DREs. So I've only run into a handful in my entire career, but other jurisdictions have more of them. Did you ever complete any type of A-Ride or DRE training, Chris, when you were a cop?
No, I have not. I did listen, I think, to one of your videos on how the DRE was, how it started and how it's taught and things, and it does raise some questions for me. So I was never really wanting to go that route with it.
I don't blame you. It's extensive training, and if it's not necessary, then why do it?
Yeah.
If you're not going to use it. Okay, Rockchild. I have answered this question like 50 times on my channel over the years. I don't know why. I think it's the gray hair that throws people off. I am currently 33. I'm going to be 34 in May. Will you get off my back? That's it. All right. Anybody else? Anything worth our time, Rockchild? I'm just kidding. It's just people. I think people get confused because they see my gray hair and then they don't realize how young I actually am. I will say this: when I was just starting out and I was like 25, 26, the gray hair was magical because people thought I was way older than I actually was, and nobody asked the lawyer the question, "How old are you?" Sometimes they'll ask like, "How many years have you been practicing?" But even that question gets thrown around 1% of the time. Just because it's extremely unprofessional, you know. But sometimes you do want to, with respect to age, I mean, but sometimes you do want to know, like, how long has this guy been practicing? Like, is he experienced? I mean, now I don't. I've been in practice almost a decade, so it's kind of like goes without saying. But yeah, if people were hiring me thinking like, oh, this guy's been practicing like 15 years. I've been practicing 15 minutes. They're like hiring me, but I was getting the job done. That's all that matters. It's all about. It's all about what you can deliver, and I delivered. So,
Larry, I was going to say congratulations on the 122,000 followers today. I saw your post.
Oh, was that today?
I believe, or was it yesterday?
Wait, what did I post?
I thought you posted you had 122,000 followers.
If I did, I must have done it in my sleep, or maybe it was somebody else. Are you sure it was me?
I thought it was you.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me double check.
I'm just gonna say thank you. We did hit 122,000.
Is that a
I don't
while
know.
back ago?
It's been a little bit, I think. Let me check the live count. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, we hit 100. It's been pretty slow because I don't have a lot of content. I hit 122,000 on
I thought it showed up
February
in my feed, but
13th. It's showing, and I'm approaching 123. I usually like the round numbers, like 125. I'll probably post, or 130, 150, stuff like that. My cat must have posted it. You got it right, Joseph.
yeah. I could have sworn I saw it, but okay.
And no worries, man. I appreciate the compliment. I'll take it nonetheless. Thank you. All right, Tracy. Yeah, I noticed you did call us actually, and I apologize for not getting back to you. My case manager, the way we work our system is when somebody calls in, because we get so many phone calls, I have to funnel it through our answering service, so you at least talk to a human and you're not talking to a machine. And then my case manager will actively call you a few times, and if you don't answer, then she kind of abandons ship if you don't call us back again. But I see where you did call, and I will mark to make sure that I give you a call, Tracy. So I do apologize for missing that. That was not my intention, of course. Yeah, on the road to 1 million, Zephiel. On the road to 1 million subscribers. We're gonna hit that. It's only a question of time. It's people like to say, when do you think that will happen? It fluctuates. If I get a bunch of new content, and there is a lot of stuff we have in the hopper, you guys, you all. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really, really, really good. I have some very interesting videos coming your way. But when do we actually end up hitting 1 million is only a question of time. I don't know. It might be by the end of the year, might be by summer, might be by summer next year. It all depends on yeah, it's not a green screen. It's just a backsplash. That's why it's messing with my head. So I should probably stop moving my head so much. Maybe I'll remove it next time. I don't know. I kind of like it. What do you think, Chris? Is it good? Is it bad? How does it look?
I kind of like the treadmill. I like the treadmill in the back.
Like the treadmill in the back? We can, let's see. Virtual background. We can remove it. There we go. Is that better?
There it is.
There it is. How can I get a hold of you for a personal thing? Use my email, Larry at LarryFormanLaw.com. There it is in the chat. All right, you guys. Chris, thank you so much for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Yep.
Man, this is so much fun. I swear to God. Like, we're gonna start reviewing some more. Like, what do you think? Do you want to review some of these videos where like people get interrogated for murder or get arrested for various crimes? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm thinking just anything.
Anything.
Yeah, just anything, and then if it sparks something else, and just keep on going with it.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't really know. Really, just anything, everything.
Okay. All right. So, chat, you heard Chris. He's the one leading the show nowadays.
Send them in. Send the videos to your friends. Like, subscribe. We got to get to that 1 million, right?
We got to get to that 1 million. Yeah, send us videos of arrests, police officer interaction with the public,
conduct.
Not First Amendment auditor videos, please. I have reviewed a ton of those, and I had enough. Chris has too.
And I think the ones that you did are perfect. If you want to watch them, go watch them. And
go back.
We don't need to see any more of them. They explain everything in them that you need to know.
We get that question every live stream. Why is Chris a former officer? That's because he no longer does the job. He is not a cop anymore. Nothing happened. He just went to a more lucrative field in real estate.
That is correct. Thank you.
No problem. I take care of my own. Supreme Court. Okay. All right, you guys. Chat is dying the death of 1,000 razors. So,
right.
Chris, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Larry.
And I'll see you either next week or whenever we do this next.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Deuces. Yeah, so this is it for another live stream. I have several videos that I've just been, waiting to post, and some of these trials are either currently pending or we had like a mistrial situation going on. I just can't post those out of respect, I think, is more than anything. So we have tons of content coming your way, you guys. You don't even know. You don't even know how much, and it's sitting there. And I wish I was just like some random content creator, because I could, work on posting all that stuff. But sometimes procedure gets in the way, and you have to deal with it. So thank you for joining me for this stream. I had a lot of fun. I know Chris has too. It's been great. And this analysis is so much more fun when you're not doing it by yourself, because you guys get to see both perspectives. You get to see both my side and a police officer's side. I mean, that's just nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. So when do we do these live streams? We've tried them on a Friday. We've tried them on a Sunday. We've tried them on a Saturday. We're whenever Chris's schedule is available, whenever my schedule is available, we're gonna fit these in. So I appreciate every single one of you for joining me. I love every single one of you. I love doing these. It's so much fun. We're gonna keep doing them. We're gonna keep doing them with Chris. Like I always say, as long as he tolerates me, we're gonna keep doing them. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself physically, and your mental health as well is very important, is equally important, especially with this pandemic, as we have seen, and I can myself personally attest to. It takes a toll. It takes a toll. Get out there. The weather is getting nice out in Kentucky. At least, I don't know in your home state what it's looking like, but I hope it is also as spring is upon us. So get out there, get some physical activity in. It does wonders. It does wonders for the mind. So don't neglect it. It's part of you. It's part of you. So take care of it. Take care of yourselves, each other, and love every single one of you. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next live stream. Peace out.